Hello and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, where today we're going to be taking on a Teostra. So let's go ahead and grab the quest. It's right over here. And then let's sit down for a meal. Because going to fight Teostra on an empty stomach would probably not end super well. This ice res is going to help us not at all, but Defender high. Hooray for hiccups again. Yeah, Defender high is nice for Teo. It helps. Not gonna need the hot drink, considering we're in the desert. Not gonna need the herbal med either, unless there's a Remobra who decides to be a jerk. Which could happen, but let's go on the assumption that there won't be. Not gonna need dung either. This ought to do, considering you don't really flash Teo out of his supernovas in this game. Well, we've got space. I might as well grab the Power Charm and Armor Charm. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do just fine. Alright. I don't really need anything from this secret area, so I'm going to ignore that we even started here. Hi, Mr. Teo. Teo, you're being weird. Teos don't fly that often. It's been a while since I've fought a Teo in this game. Too used to Teos in World. Not to mention, earlier today I was doing my Arc-Tempered Lunastras to get all the tickets I needed to finish her stuff. So that's just even more not exactly this Teo things I've been fighting. Right, I don't have to parry it on its way back. And now that he's enraged, we can ride him without concern, though. I need to get rid of this blast plate. And we specifically want to ride him when he's enraged, because that way riding him will end his rage and thus also end his supernova countdown. Ooh, our health isn't doing so hot. Let's not get exploded. Getting exploded would not help our health go up. For whatever reason, there's no explosion heal skill or anything. We are not doing a good job of getting mount hits. At least we're doing a decent job of not exploding. Thanks, Cat. Probably like one more mount hit. And then we'll get our mount. Problem is, we need him to be below the ledge for us to actually get said mount hit. There we go. There we go. So, upon the successful completion of this mount, he will be out of rage, and we will not have an explosion to worry about. Which is nice. Not having to worry about supernovas is generally good. So let's go for this tail, even though we gotta get past those darn wings to get there. course, we also would like to break the horns, but the horns won't break until he's below 30% health anyway. So it's not like going for them right this moment is a huge deal. Once the tail is gone, we'll go for them. But until that point in time, we don't have a huge incentive to work on the horns at the moment. When he's enraged is another good time to work on the horns, though, because flinching his face or breaking his horns will also cause him to leave rage early. Now he's got his fire aura, which will also be gotten rid of if we are to flinch those horny dorns. I don't know why I called them horny dorns. I should have just stopped at horns. I should have dodged to the other side of him. I'm doing a lot of things improperly at this moment in time. Let's not get hit by the ranged supernova, which definitely looks a lot more intimidating in this game than it did in Monster Hunter World. Because in Monster Hunter World, it's just like, oh, there's a cloud of powder over there, and then it just explodes with a lame little poof. Whereas this one actually has a boom to it. Buddy, can you leave me be for a moment? I just need some help. Also, I'm glad I got some blood from that sparkly, because I need viscous dragon blood, like a lot of it. Let's not just walk into that. And not a supernova. Okay, he's leaving. And we didn't paint him. But that's okay, he's not super hard to follow. It's kind of interesting how the whole place gets a red tinge to it when Teo's enraged in it. There we go. Honestly, I probably should have swapped out focus for biology for this fight specifically. Here's the supernova. Thank you, Valor Dodge. Because getting hit by that is A, a lot of damage, and B, an auto stun. So it's generally best avoided. Since this is a long-range blast, you can just sit here going to town on this face. But this is a short-range one, so no such luck. Ow. Fun fact, back in the olden days, Lunastra was pretty much just a Teo recolor. Except she actually had tells before she did her little dash and her jump, where Teo has no tells for those moves, even to this day in this game. In World, he's actually got at least some measure of tells for them, but yeah, it was just that, and also her tail sweeps have explosions where his didn't. They were hardly different at all in the olden days. I'm really pleased with what they did with Lunastra in World. I'm kind of glad she didn't come back until they did something with her in World, because if she came back in this game, chances are she would have just ended up being what she used to be. Considering this game was about celebrating the series as it had been up until this point, rather than about changing things significantly. Ow. Let's go ahead and just not walk into that. Yes, hello. Ow. I need to stop jumping when it's not a smart idea. I mean, sure, getting a mount would get him out of rage. But, like, I'm not aerial style. I'm not constantly getting mount hits. We need to really focus on it if we want to actually mount him. Thank goodness, laying down in front of him prevents us from getting exploded. Not quite close enough for that. Yeah, pretty much if we want to head this supernova off at pass, we need to either flinch his face or cut his tail. Because we are probably not getting another mount. Let's not explode. And he's leaving. Fine by me, gives me time to heal. Though we are definitely using too many of our mega potions. Down to 1 at less than 10 minutes in, dang. He does do a lot of damage to us. I need to work on taking less. Nice jump. Whoop. Let's not get exploded by that. And also not by that. Don't know why I'm really bothering to hang below the ledge here, though. Because again, we're probably not getting another mount. Oh, let's not walk into the supernova. We're only safe near the supernova if our weapon is out, and therefore we can get into a Valor stance. If we can't Valor stance, the supernova is dangerous, painful, auto-stun badness. Ow. Ow. Can you stop trying to slap? Okay, I guess that's not a slap attempt. Should have let him keep trying to slap me. You don't need to roast my corpse, buddy. Not gonna turn into a Crimson Head. That's a different Capcom game. Oh, neat. You can use those poison knives to get rid of his flame aura, because poison reduces his aura by 1 stage, which for Teostra means it just gets rid of it, because it's only got 1 stage. Of course, it also goes away if you enrage him, so it's not the most useful thing in the world, but I mean, hey, it's something. All right, Teo, you want to get maybe closer to over here? I actually kind of missed this version of Teo's theme. The Monster Hunter World version has really grown on me. But this version's got a little bit more energy to it. The World version is more regal. But this version's definitely got the energy. And as you can see, he is now poisoned and has no flame aura. Yeah, you go ahead and do a long-range one, buddy. I'll just be here hitting your tail a little bit. Wasn't able to remove it, but that's actually pretty good. Because if we remove it while he rages, then it stops the rage. Honestly, the ideal thing to have happen would be for him to enter rage and then do some long-range powder explosions. Because then we could just get right behind him, do some damage right to that tail, without him being able to answer it. There's a tail flinch. That's a good sign. And because we flinched a leg, he didn't fall over there. Gotta flinch the face if you want him to fall over, even though the animations are similar. And since he wasn't raging there, he only had a short-range flamethrower instead of the long one. And now he's angry, which means we can go for the tail with impunity, in hopes of severing it. Buddy, can you stop with the slapping? I don't like being slapped. I also don't like being blast bladed, so if you could stop doing that too. Honestly, I really like how World changed the Teo fight. There we go. Making it so that he's not just blast. Like, when he's enraged, he's got both the Flame Aura and the Blast Aura. He can use either one. It makes him a lot more interesting to fight than when it's just, oh, he's out of rage, that means Flame. Oh, he's in range, that means Blast. Because when he can be either or, it keeps things a little more interesting. Less predictable. Nice Dragon Wind. That's not blood. Well, at least he's going somewhere we don't need cool drinks. That's something. And at this point, if we card it again, we could grab more First Aid Med Pluses, but let's try and avoid carding. I feel like that's the smarter play here. Oh, he's got his Flame Aura, so the Flamethrower is longer. Careful, but I think that's a trap. I'm gonna go ahead and ignore it. Just pretend it never happened. Again, not a face flinch, so no knockdown. Teo, you're being weird again. Well, I guess that move is one that they do while flying regularly enough. And we've enraged him. So now we've got no real recourse, save flinching that face of his, if we want to get him out of rage prematurely. Of course, this rage is probably going to go all the way to a supernova. That's my guess. I don't believe we're close to a face flinch or to the face break. Oh, I guess that's a little farther range than I thought. It is a fixed range. I was just worried that we were in it. I'm a little surprised we didn't get exploded there. Sorry, buddy, that wasn't quite far enough forward. And yet that was somehow close enough. And away he goes. Let's watch him fly. Back to the desert, huh? Back to the desert. That's a shame. I prefer fighting him in places where I don't need my cool drinks. Wait a minute. Where is he? How far did he go? How far can he go? Is there a dragon seer? Of course not. I should have watched his shadow instead of his self. You know what? Maybe he did go to the other area that doesn't require a cool drink. Because that one's also kind of south. And I only really noticed he was going southish. I wasn't paying attention to what direction my arrow was facing. I only went like, oh yeah, that's kind of the direction that the other desert is. Sounds like he's upset. In here? What? I guess we did need hot drinks. I was entirely unaware that he could come in here. Well, thankfully we don't take damage for not having a hot drink. It's just gonna drain our stamina faster. I can live with that. Really? On the last scrape? Teo. Yeah, do your whatever. No, not this way. Ow. Yeah, do that. Do that like one more time if you would. You know what? This is fine. He's not going to make it this far. Plus, he obliterated that Thunderbug. Dang it. Stop with the running. It hurts and has no wind-up. Wasn't much I could really do there. Could try to press in closer, but he was kind of in the way for that. Couldn't really get any farther either. Alright, well, we've run through our first aid med pluses, which is less than great, but not terrible. Oh, good, he's leaving. Let's do the same so that we don't need to worry about our not having a hot drink anymore. Which way is he going to go? That-a-way. Okay. He's going to a bunch of places that I don't expect him to. There's no reason for us to use a cool drink right now because the area he's in does not require one. So let's just make our way over there before we lose too much health. Hopefully we can bust his horns pretty soon. That would be nice. But I have a feeling it's gonna be a while yet. We haven't been doing super amazingly. Been taking way too many hits, chugging down way too many potions. It all takes time. Give me that face. Don't run at me when I'm right in front of you. It's rude. It's fine if he uses that as a gap closer, but the fact that it's got no wind-up means that when he just uses it on people who are directly in front of him like this, it's just unavoidable damage. I mean, sure, I could avoid it by not being directly in front of him, but then how am I to break the horns? Like, moves like that are totally okay if they're gap closers, but when he's using it to put himself slightly closer to use a move that he could have used just fine from exactly the same location, then it's just bad. Like, from this distance, sure, run at me, bro. But not when I'm right in front of your nose. How did I not get exploded there? Ow. Freaking blast. Now seems a good time for this. Yes, hello. That was a gap closer, so it's acceptable. That was just a rude slap, though. If this was on the 3DS, I would have been able to use the touchscreen for that. Not that I ever used the touchscreen for combines, but it would have been theoretically possible. Yeah, that's right, buddy. Get flinched. Let's not get supernovaed. Oh, I guess we were just out of range. That's acceptable. Ow. All right, he is confirmed below 30% right now. So, as long as we continue making the same time we've been making, we're gonna win. So hopefully we start making better time. And also it's possible he's well below 30%, because the horns just become breakable below 30%, but it doesn't mean that he's exactly at 30. We could have gotten like a bunch of non-horn hits before getting him below there. So yeah, any number of things is possible. And now he's angry at us. I would be too if someone killed my horns. Again, how did we not explode? Does the explosion hitbox just happen to be like super tiny or something? Oh hey, we got the wings. That's nice, getting all the breaks. Not quite close enough there. Whoop. Dodged into the dust. Not the best thing to do. I really wish those leg flinches could knock him down. They look like they should. Like, the way he rears up is identical to when you get a knockdown, but then he catches himself on the way down instead of just falling. And it's so disappointing because it gives you that brief moment of false hope. I'd rather have a brief moment of real hope. Ow. Actually, let's do this. Help the cats out, which helps us out. Because when they're around, they can do some more healing and more distracting of this Teo. Because if there's one thing Teo is, it's persistent. Yeah, you go ahead and supernova right there, buddy. I don't mind. Pretty sure the last time I fought a Teo in Freedom Unite, it was on this map. I'm certainly getting memories of fighting him in that game, which, honestly, I am not too pleased about. That game was not great. Teo in that game was even more not great than he is in this game. So there was an interesting little tidbit. In that game, if you wanted Teo to drop sparklies, you had to hit him in the sides rather than ending his rage. And that was one of the best ways to get Elder Dragon Blood, is to just flinch Teo's sides. Get him to drop sparklies, because apparently he bleeds if you hit him in the ribs. So yeah, just... I guess if someday you find yourself facing down a Teostra, you hit him in the ribs, you can get some blood. At least if Freedom Unite has anything to go by. Pretty sure if you hit me in the ribs, you'll get some blood. If you hit hard enough. If you hit me with a sword in the ribs or a big hammer, then yeah, you'll definitely get some blood. Not Elder Dragon blood, though. Just human blood. I'd rather you not try and get human blood from me, though. I want to keep my blood. It's my, well, not my favorite organ, but one of my favorite organs. Certainly my largest organ. Because blood is an organ. Or at least that whole system is considered an organ. At least in some circles. Ow. Also, I'm kind of squeamish. Like, I don't like seeing blood where it shouldn't be. At least not real blood. If we're talking, like, blood in video games, yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Like, the blood splashes that happen when I actually connect with my damn weapons, those are fine. But seeing, like, real blood coming out of a person, I'm not a fan of that. Like, one time I was getting blood drawn, and I made the mistake of watching the little tube fill up. And just the speed with which it filled up really got me, and I almost passed out. I'm squeamish. It happens. Also, the fact that blood was being removed from my body probably didn't help me any. Considering there are some people who get lightheaded because of that just anyway. But between that and the squeamishness, yeah, almost passed out. Also, hooray for Teo being dead. Looks like he's chewing on some grass. He sure was full of cortices. Definitely a much more fun fight in World. Gotta give them credit for that. They made Teo really fun. And a little less BS-y. Fewer instant, no wind-up attacks. Looks like we got a large Elder Dragon Gem. Very nice. And plenty of viscous dragon blood. And a Teo Gem, but the large Elder Dragon Gem, or I'm sorry, the Lurg Elder Dragon Gem. So, here's a question. If they can fit Lurg Elder Dragon Gem, and it looks like there might not be a space after the G from Lurg, but still, if they can fit that, why can't they just have large Wyvern Gems? Why are they Lurg Wyvern Gems? They totally have space for large for the Wyvern Gems. And yet they don't do it. Maybe just to keep match. Well, no, because they would have had to still be Lurg Wyvern Gems in generations before they had these. So maybe there was a character limit in that version of the game. I don't know. Either way, that's it for this episode. Join us next time when we fight yet another post-game monster. See you then, friends.